the next session is going to be about sustainability. And we will talk about what is sustainability for Amadeus and how Amadeus is working on different initiatives that we believe you will be interested to hear. And Juan Pablo is the product marketing manager for airline solutions, and I would like to welcome him on the stage to give you this presentation.
Yeah, this is working. Okay, hello everyone. Happy to be with you this afternoon. I'm going to be totally transparent with you. I do not come from the loyalty and reward ecosystem, but I see that as a positive thing today because I think that it gives me a little bit of more freedom, maybe, to talk about this topic, which is, I think it's quite of challenging, maybe, let's say it, for the ecosystem. There is a big elephant out there in the room which says, okay, how do we reward our passengers, our customers, for emitting CO2, maybe? I'm not going to tackle the question. Not going to give you an answer for that. But I do want you to open your mind a little bit through the following 15 minutes, because maybe some of the things that I'm going to be talking about, how we see sustainability within Amadeus, open a little bit your minds, and it's good food for thought on how to tackle this problem. Okay? Are you okay with that? Fine. So let's go. So sustainability, actually, it's on our DNA in Amadeus. Recently, we changed our purpose, and actually, we embed this in what we do every day. So here you can see our purpose, but what it's really important that we are taking, and we would like to inspire travel solutions for with partnerships and the responsibility, not just for us, but for people, places, and planet. And that's quite a big scope and quite a challenging thing to tackle. How we're doing this? By three main things. First, transforming our businesses. We do believe that we are quite knowledgeable, and we do have the technology to help to change business in the scope of what sustainability is requesting us. Also, helping our customers, you, to step in this path, which is a requirement not just in the airline industry, but I guess for everyone in this age. And also changing our industry. Sustainability is not a change that we just have to do by our own. If no one else in the industry changes, there won't be no impact. So we really think that as an IT provider, we can push forward this to be real in our industry. And you know, sustainability is being pushed for many, many different angles. Probably the most that we hear the most in the news, etc., is government enforcement. All the goals that we are being set by in different regions of the world. So what we have to accomplish for sustainability. But I would like to tackle it in another way, and it's what our passengers are requesting us. And I think that today we have heard quite a lot about how we have to tackle loyalty and rewards in terms of not just economics, as someone says, but also what the customer is requiring us or looking for solutions on our sides. So just to give you a little glance of 5 insights that are moving sustainability in our industry. So first, 3 out of 4 travelers want to travel more sustainability in the coming year. And that says a lot about what the customer is looking for in terms of solutions. And this is not just only a thing that happens in the leisure sphere, but also in corporations. And this is quite impressive. 92% of corporations see sustainability as one of their priority for their organizations. This shows you that it's a change that is happening everywhere, and we have to onboard on this. Going forward, 74% of the travelers wants to access to more sustainable options. And I'm not sure if we are actually providing those options by now. So it's something to tackle. 43% will be willing to pay a little bit more if they have these options. And that's also a driver for business. And I'm not going to go into the topic of greenwashing and etc., but just showing you what the customer is looking for as a driver. And fifth, last, which is quite unexpected, from our last report on the Amadeus travel technology investment trends, we found out that 66% of the carriers said that the main investment driver is sustainability. Quite impressive. We were not expecting that one. So I think that I have said the word sustainability probably 10, 15 times in these 4 minutes. And I just want you to be very clear. Probably in your minds, sustainability was kind of equal to environment, which is quite kind of natural for everyone. But actually it's not. And I want to be very clear for this, because here at Amadeus, it means 3 different things. Obviously, foster environmental sustainability, which is how we provide solutions to decrease our footprints in the travel solutions, but also how we drive social impact. And this is quite important because we tend to forget that there are some requirements coming from the travelers, also in how we are more open to provide solutions for those target people that maybe we're not focusing. So driving social impact, it's good to have it in our top of minds, but also being a reference of trust and integrity. And this is quite important because you cannot accomplish neither of the 2 first ones if you are not really a true reference of trust and integrity. The other ones just fall. So what we have done within Amadeus in the last year, we have gone through this picture that you have seen in probably all the Amadeus presentations by now. So I don't know who is she, but you will be quite familiar with her now. This is our traveler journey. And what we see here, we have gone through the traveler journey trying to understand where we can add value with sustainable solutions. And just to give you a glance on the inspirational phase, we know that information is the key. So how we provide better information to define better decisions. And how to do this, probably giving CO2 emission informations at the booking stage, for example, or also inspiring sustainable traveling. And you know that this is an important trend. What is the impact of the passenger, of the traveler in the local communities when they travel, and how we can embed that in our inspirational phases, driving the decision process at the end. In the shopping and booking, maybe it's more real to you because probably you have experienced it when booking a flight, how we can differentiate the offer with some sustainable flavor, let's call it. And by this we meant offering CO2 benchmark for different travel solutions, providing a variety of offsetting portfolios. Why not to think about setting what it's being called in the ecosystem green reward programs to try to redeem points or get points when you do a sustainable action, and also offering donation possibilities. And then we have the pre-flight and the on-trip, which what we have understood, it's mainly by now what we can think of optimization of our operations, even though it's in at the airport or in flight, and how we can define better solutions for doing that. And just lastly, on the post-trip, something very important that it's tended to be forgotten, which is how we can go back to the customer, go back to the traveler, and reinforce with reporting capabilities to really understand what was the impact at the end that my travel solutions had. So moving a little bit forward, I would like to focus a little bit in the first thing that I explained to you, which is what we are doing with the Amadeus in the inspiring and booking phases. And this is what is the current development that we are doing. Probably the solutions that I'm going to show you in the coming slides are going to be available by the end of the year. And what we are thinking on these 3 objectives is what I already mentioned: display and compare. And that means to show trustable CO2 data to the passenger to really make a knowledgeable decision when making a travel options. Then reduce is everything what I told you about operations at the airports and in the flight. And offsetting is providing those capabilities to offset the CO2 emissions that the passenger has already selected. How we think this will look like in the upcoming scenario. Okay, we don't want to show how it would look like. Next. No? There it goes. So this is a mock-up of what we are working on. So this is the footprint display. And as you can see, for a given origin destination search, we are providing, as usually, different flight options. And in each of the flight options, we are also providing CO2 calculations for that travel solutions. The interesting things that you can see on the screen is that the first one says average emissions, and the one at the bottom says -8% of the emission. And this is quite relevant because it allows you to compare what is the difference between flights based on different criteria. It can be aircraft, it can be stopovers, it can be different things, but always relying in quite accurate data coming from trustable sources. By now, we are also working with IATA and Travelist to make this possible. And then, when a given traveler has already chosen the solution, should I press arrows? Okay. Then we go to offsetting options. So we would like to bring to our solutions, it's also providing options to offset. So here you have in the payment process and before doing the payment, also the ability to choose from different possibilities. And these possibilities will be chosen by the airline because there are different criteria that the airline might be thinking of when providing these options, like geographies. Maybe the airline has a particular interest in some kind of social engagements, etc. So that's what we are looking at. For this, we are also working with some partners to make this possible and bring it by the end of the year. I would like to turn now to something which is more related to you, which is sustainability, loyalty, and rewards. So when I was trying to prepare this speech, I went to different sources, and I found this interesting study from Euromonitor 2 years ago. And they, 2 years ago, said that loyalty programs which reflect environmental credentials will acquire, engage, and retain customers at scales 2 years ago. I'm not sure if too much has happened since 2 years ago from now, but the truth is that we do see in the market some movements, some carriers that are pushing forward to integrate sustainability in the loyalty programs, but not everyone rushing. And there might be some reasons for that. And just to give you a little example to open a little bit the eyes of what is happening out there with our friends from the global loyalty organizations, we just sum up here 8 different actions that we see are occurring now in the market. So everything from green rewards and incentives, points for positive actions, and loyalty tiers with a purpose is something that somehow and in different paces loyalty programs are integrating. And the challenge here is to really understand what is the value and how I'm going to tackle the integration of these ones in my own loyalty program. Why is that? Because obviously different regions, different customers, different passengers will require different actions from you on these ones. Having said that, also we are seeing how we can integrate also sustainable program operations, and this means how you do your work internally or in the back office of the loyalty program, and you also integrate sustainable actions. Charitable contributions, educational activities are also super important for engaging, and I think that today in the morning and also after lunch, we have been hearing a lot how we can engage with the customer to move forward for loyalty. And these are kind of things that by educating and engaging with these new generations, we can leverage to push forward sustainability. Partnership has been said a lot, I think, and we cannot do this by our own. There are a lot of other organizations, more related or not to the travel industry, that are pushing this quite intensively. And why not to think on partnership with that, just to rely and to also push forward good examples that have been already done in other spheres. And lastly, but not least, what I was saying before, transparency and reporting, which is something crucial for this to be real. Just as a glance, some airlines that are doing quite leading, I will say, on this is Etihad, Qantas, Air France, Lufthansa, and Alaska, just to name some of them. There are other ones, and probably some of you are doing something on this as well. But the Conscious Choice program from Etihad and also the Mindful Flyer from Lufthansa are good examples to have a look at how to move forward with this sustainable path. And just to recap a little bit, what to take away from this little glance of sustainability is this is something that the passenger and the consumer are expecting from us. We need to provide a solution. I know that it's difficult to define the value proposition on this one when there are some elephants in the room, as I said at the beginning, but I do believe that it's better to confront that elephant and really define the value proposition that is going to make sense to really put loyalty in first. Sustainability is not only environment, and keep that in mind, because there are other groups of customers that are requiring other solutions also, and sometimes we tend to forget that. Value can be added in different stages, so you can prioritize, or you can see where it's the value for you, but we do see that there are going to be opportunities along the journey, and this is a reality. Some ones have already put the step on this path, and we are looking forward for the whole community to onboard on this sustainability. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope that it has opened a little bit your eyes, your mind. As I tell, I'm not going to give you an answer for the elephant, but if you want to share, to ask, or to share your view on this, please feel free to do it now or later on. Thank you.
Any questions for Pablo?
Or comments also.
Comments.
Maybe also a time to reflect if this resonates with you. Sorry. If this topic resonates with you, it's something that you are seeing as a trend. If it is important for your companies as well, or you want to share something with the audience.
Oh, Frank. Second question in a row. You are engaged. Good. Thank you.
I think this is a great topic. However, like, how do you address the concern of greenwashing, which always comes to everybody's mind when it comes to like airlines following the sustainability thing?
Yeah, totally. It's not only in it's a dilemma. It's not only in this industry, it's everywhere around sustainability. And I will think on two main ways to tackle it. First one, it's complying to law. I mean, relying on what the law is trying to push forward as good attitude or good way to behave in this environment. It's one, that's at the minimum, we will say. We cannot go away from that one. But the other one is what I already mentioned. It's doing some good partnerships. So there are good ways to work and to implement in this framework, and that maybe it's not relying on our own capabilities, but the capabilities of other. And that's the path that we have pushed forward. So within Amadeus, the solutions that we're bringing forward to the market are relying on a partnership-based approach. And that's why we are partnership for the CO2 calculations in partners that have sorry, I forgot the word in English, but the trust, let's say, in the market and in the environmental and sustainability environment to move forward, and also on the offsetting capabilities to really be sure that the product and the solutions that you're putting forward as offsetting are real there and happening, and you have to rely on some good partners. That would be my answer.
Thank you. Questions, comments? Of course. Anastasia, wait a second.
Thank you so much. That's actually quite inspiring. At Glow, we launched a sustainability vertical last month, actually. What I always have to ask most of the airlines, is it the push for this whole sustainability and loyalty formula, is it coming predominantly from the customer? Or it's coming from the head office of the airline faced with this, 2030, 2040 sustainability targets, and that's how they involve everybody in the company to pull in, to achieve this goal. So to what extent it's the news and the government regulation versus the genuine customer demand?
I don't know if I am the one to answer because it was for airlines, but but it's true. What we have heard from our conversations with airlines, and to be totally transparent, I think it's two. It's the two of them. So there is a push top down, but also a push from outside inside in terms of what I was saying before. We have to comply to regulations. That's a minimum, and you cannot avoid it. And I guess that the job of the CEO of the company is to make that happen. But also, we are seeing a very big push from customers for making this happening as well. So every time we survey, every time we go back to the traveler, you see sustainability coming up as one of the priority. I know that there will be some concerns in terms of, what a business is this, greenwashing, etc. But what I think we cannot take out of our view is that the customer is required something. And if we're going to move forward in the loyalty sphere or any other one in our companies, is that we have to provide solutions for what the customer is requiring from us. And if the customer is requiring sustainable solutions, okay, we have to figure out how to make it happen. And that's my answer.
Yes?
Just one more question to everyone, because I don't have an answer to it, and I would love to have an answer to it. So we had the retail discussion before, and now the sustainability. And one of the questions in my head, so on retail, we always want to sell extra luggage, extra things. But then, from the sustainability standpoint, I have, for example, Etihad example, which says, travel with less bags, yeah? So how do I solve this dilemma? So if like I'm head of loyalty of airline, do I forgo my ancillary revenue of extra £30 for bag to achieve my sustainability goals and to have green loyalty program? Or so how do I solve it? Because I want them to travel less to be sustainable, to fly less to be sustainable, which means probably lower price ticket based on distance. But then I want to have higher net bottom line margin.
I think this is a great example of one size doesn't fit all, meaning that these kind of incentives on sustainability address as a fraction of the portfolio, and as such, I don't think they are so big to cannibalize the revenue. If the customer is so cautious about the sustainability, then yes, he will not buy, in any case, the extra suitcase. So this is not a real foregone revenue. But this is, again, a clear example of how we address the different segments, personas in our portfolio with the relevant offering. So if you are very cautious on sustainability, these kind of elements might be attractive to you, but for others, no. So again, it's a matter of personalization, I would say.